What's up, Magical Misfits? Drew here. And first off, let me apologize. This video is late. Here we are in the first full week of July, and this is actually June's video. All I can say is that it's just been hectic. It's all been good, but there's just been a lot. So I'm finally getting to a video. I carved out a little bit of time to just get into my studio and get some stuff done. I've been organizing and doing things that I have been pushing back onto the back burner. And I thought I could have a little chit chat at you while I did so. So what have I been up to that's been keeping me so busy? Well, as any of you whom have watched my last video will probably guess, I have still been super hyper focused on my fitness journey. And I'm finding it can be quite difficult for me to find an appropriate balance between, I am working on stuff, so I'm going to be all over the place. Right now I am finishing painting off this little guy. It's going to be in the shop. It's just like this cute little bottle holder. At any rate, I need to finish painting it, do the finishing touches. And so I'm kind of scattered gathering the things. But yes, I am still really focused on the fitness journey. I had my weigh-in. I weigh myself every 2 months, and I had my weigh-in the second week of June, and I was down just over 30 pounds, which means I am just over the halfway point. I need to lose 25 more pounds, maybe. I don't know. I'm really not shooting. I have a goal in mind just so I have it. But again, for me, it's going to be mostly about how I feel and how I look and how my clothes fit, what size I'm wearing, that kind of thing. I have noticed transformations in my body. It's weird because I'll hit like these little plateau places. They don't last very long, thankfully, but I'll be like, I'm not seeing any changes. and it makes me, I don't, I just keep telling myself it's okay, just keep going. It's a slow process. It's going to be okay. But then when I do, see, oh, that part of my body looks different in a good way, I get excited and I'm happy about it. So I've had some of that going on. I did up my caloric intake because I am doing so much physical activity now. When I first started this journey, I was what could be labeled sedentary in my lifestyle. It's not that I didn't do anything, but I wasn't actively trying to put away paintbrushes. I wasn't actively going out and working out, right? So I was taking in the recommended calories for someone my height, weight, and age in that lifestyle. But then obviously I've started working out and my lifestyle has vastly changed. So I've started taking in quite a bit more calories than I was before to feed my body properly. I'm kind of going through a phase with my workouts where I'm tweaking it. I went a little too hard when I upped the intensity and I could feel that I was going to hurt myself, so I backed off. And I think I'm in a good place right now. It's kind of hard for me with that, not to push myself just too hard, but I am really in touch with my body and I can feel when things are not right. So, and I do listen because I'm not trying to injure myself and ruin all my progress. So I'm pretty happy with all of that. Yeah, things are pretty much the same there. My spiritual practice is still good, toddling on. I'm not as active in that respect as I would like to be, but I'm okay with that because I am so focused on my physical well-being right now. I have been more focused on my spiritual well-being for over a decade than my physical well-being. Not that I haven't had any focus on my physical well-being at all, but the balance was definitely in the direction of my spiritual and emotional well-being rather than my physical well-being. So I'm okay with being sort of absorbed in that for now. I feel like autumn is a really deeply spiritual time for me. It just, all the things always happen, in autumn or the darker half of the year. And this time of year is a more active, time of year. So I really do feel like as we move into autumn, I'll probably get more of a resurgence of my spiritual path coming in. I know here in like 2 weeks, I'm going for my eye exam and I will be getting a new prescription. I know it. I need it so bad. And I'll be able to read more, which will be immensely helpful because a lot of my personal spiritual growth and development right now comes down to studying about ancient Egypt and, you know, their practices and developing my own way, navigating my own relationship with Aset and the other Egyptian deity that I've had contact with thus far. What else? Let's see. I have not dived nearly as deeply as I want to into my scrying practice yet either. Honestly, with all this abundance of energy I have, right now I don't have a huge abundance of energy because again, I upped the intensity of my workout. So it'll take me a week, probably 2 weeks to adjust. And then again, I'll have this overabundance of energy, at least compared to how I feel right now and how I used to feel before I started working out. And with that energy so far, I've been like really on my domestic game, whether that's cleaning or baking or whatever. I've been very domestic, and that's where kind of my attention has been, other than my physical well-being. Again, very much in the root chakra right now. I'm going to be editing out a lot in this video. A lot of boring or silly weird, because I get that way. Not that I'm ashamed of my silly weirdness or anything, because I'm not, but you know. At any rate, the thing that has probably suffered the most as a result of my fitness journey would be my shop. And to say it's suffering is a bit extreme. It's just I have been absolutely positively doing the bare minimum required of someone who has an e-commerce shop. For years now, I have been very focused on social media advertising and taking beautiful photos and doing write-ups and, you know, at least twice a week, really selling myself and my shop on social media, selling the shop on social media. And I just have not, it's been months and I don't really feel bad about that. I really don't. I feel like I'm not motivated to do it. I'm not going to be doing a good job of it if I do go to do it, because it's going to feel like a chore rather than, which it always to me felt a bit like a job. You know, it's part of my job to do this social media advertising, whether I feel like it or not, but I just can't be bothered right now, really. And I'm okay with that. I feel like that is okay, because I really do feel like I will get back into that space and start doing that again. And I'm just taking a break. It's okay to have a vacation. I have been doing this for years now. And it's okay for me to say, I need some time for me to just do what I do. And, you know, I have the other channel that I've started where I talk about our products. And sometimes my hubby is up there too, because obviously it's our business together. I'm still doing that. I still am working on that slowly but surely. And, you know, I just feel like it's okay. It's okay. I will get back into it. I will, you know, I haven't turned my back on my business. It is a passion for me. I'm just sort of stepping back from certain aspects and giving myself a little room to breathe, as it were. I'm kind of ambivalent when it comes to social media. I'm not someone who either loves or hates it. I just don't really care, if I'm honest. I probably have a very few posts on my She Who Walks Facebook page. I only go on Facebook pretty much ever for social media advertising for my business. I don't get up there for personal reasons at all. I do like Instagram. I like scrolling through Instagram. But I never fall into a hole. Like, I'm never on there for more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes, if. I can kind of get lost in TikTok, which is kind of a nice little segue into the next topic. But the gist is I don't really care about social media. So, you know, I'm not thinking about it a lot. I have to force myself to go onto social media to do things a lot of times, most of the time. And so I am feeling actually very happy about my break from social media advertising. Because again, it was like, okay, you have to do this today. You have to do this. go ahead and do this. And it's just not something that I don't know. I care about it because it's tied to my business, and I do love taking all the beautiful pictures and whatever, but I just definitely needed a break. So the TikTok thing. I have heard other people talk about witch talk, but I hadn't really gotten overly invested in it one way or the other, and still haven't really, but I did start poking around. And the things that I had heard about witch talk were not very good, really. That it was kind of a toxic environment, which social media is toxic, really. At least there are certain aspects of it that are extremely toxic. So, I'm not going to be surprised if any platform that is social media has toxicity in it. But I started poking around, and I personally have not really seen the toxicity. I absolutely believe it's there, but I just haven't witnessed it, and that probably mainly comes down to the fact that I'm not really looking for it, and I'm not really diving very deeply. The topic comes up because I have been thinking about starting my own witch talk. This is an idea that I've been kicking around for quite some time, but I was just kind of pushed it off on the back burner. I feel like I am moving ahead with that at some point. I don't know when. I have so many ideas for content, but unfortunately for anyone who follows me here, it's pretty much bite-sized rehashes of what I've already done here. I don't plan, at least for the time being, when I do finally start doing this, to really have this kind of format where I'm sitting and talking. My favorite part of witch talk are the really sort of aesthetic, witchy aesthetic videos. That's what I like. I like when you've got a little bit of music in the background, you're showing me something pretty or how to do something, and maybe there's text on the screen. I enjoy those the most out of everything that I've seen when it comes to witch talk. I think my only sort of hesitation when it comes to other people's content, what I've seen on TikTok, is that it seems to me that there are quite a few people who present their information as if it is the hard, fast rule. And I'm not a huge fan of that kind of thing. I believe that there are many ways to accomplish a goal. Now, of course, if you are following a specific tradition, that's a whole other thing. But I mean, just generally speaking, to present anything as if it is the end-all be-all fact kind of rubs me the wrong way. I personally am trying to take a step back when I see that sort of content and give them the benefit of the doubt, the creator, that actually it's just coming across that way because they have a very finite amount of time to get across their message and what it is they're trying to say. So it kind of maybe comes across that way. I don't know, honestly. I'm not really deep enough into anyone else's content to make those decisions. I'm trying to be open-minded about it, but I think the other part that kind of ribs me a little bit, I am not ageist, okay? But it seems to me that the people, it's the kind of thing I run across all the time, and it's not going to be true of everyone, but like, it seems to me that the ones who present themselves in this manner the most seem to be very young people. Now, just because you're young doesn't mean you haven't been practicing witchcraft for a decade. You could very well have been, and you may have, even if you've only been practicing for a few weeks, you potentially, as a wide-eyed, curious, open-minded sponge, may have a whole lot of very profound insight or little gems to share with others. I feel like obviously the longer you walk any path, the wiser, if you will, you're going to become, the more knowledgeable you're going to become. And obviously, the older you are, the more potential you have for having walked the path longer. But I think the other aspect of it is that just by walking the earth for a longer period of time, I think a lot of people are a little bit more aware of the fact that they don't know everything and that there are many ways to accomplish a goal. So I find that often younger people tend to be very sort of rigid in this is the way it's going to be. Now, again, that is not true of everyone. There are certainly older people who are stubborn and they think their way is the right way. Trust me, I know many of them. But these are the thoughts that I have, because the people whom I've witnessed on Witch Talk, who I can actually see them, they present themselves as if, here it is, do with it what you will, is the way it comes across to me. Whereas there are several younger people I have witnessed on Witch Talk that when they're presenting their information, it's more like, this is what you do, this is how it's done, do it this way. And I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way. But again, I'm trying to be really open-minded and just give them the benefit of the doubt that it's just coming across that way because of the time constraints, or, you know, any other many reasons why it could appear that way. But it's made me aware that I want to be careful how I present my information on that format, because like here, I can sit here and talk to you for 20 minutes and make it clear to you that I'm like, look, I am not muckety muck grand high, blah, 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 right? Whereas in that little clippy, very fast paced sort of content, it may be, you know, I may have to try a bit harder or be a bit more clever or what have you with the way I present, so that I don't come across that way, because I don't want to come across that way. Again, I have a ton of content that I can create for that platform. I'm hoping that it'll be easy for me to create. I've not tried yet, so I don't know how the whole setting everything up, editing, you know, putting in text or whatever, picking music, like I don't know how long any of that might take me. I'm hoping that it'll be a quick and easy thing that will take less of my time and concentration and be a little bit easier for me to still feel like I am contributing to the magical community somehow. Maybe I don't know. These are the things that are running around in my brain right now. I bring it up mainly because I'm curious what everybody thinks about it. If you're watching this and you have some experience of Witch Talk, like, what are your thoughts? Share, please. I honestly don't have a hugely fleshed out opinion of the whole thing just yet. I feel like I want to go into the experience without trying to, let me put it this way. I have learned a lot of things about myself, my place in community, and how I want to interact with other content creators through this platform here on YouTube. And so I'm hoping to carry some of that over to TikTok, but I kind of just want to sit back and do my thing and kind of be on the periphery, I think. I don't know what's actually going to happen. I just am thinking that it could be fun. It could be fun. And it's another social media platform where I can share what I have to share and also, you know, advertise myself, advertise creations and the things that I do here. I need to poly it, but I've got it. I think it's so cute. I love it. But I need to poly the insides, and then I'll have to clean up the bottles because they're a little dirty, because I have to use them obviously to figure out. But I think it's so cute. Just have it sitting on your altar or in your witchy space with some little herbs or something in it. Sometimes what I do in here is really fun, and sometimes it's a little stressful. I have so much stuff I need to do, y'all. I need to make wire wraps. I need to get some more wool and do some felted work, and I have a lot of clay things I want to do. We have gotten the studio pretty well situated. I still have some more shelves and then some decor items that I want to get up. I don't think I'm gonna do a studio tour on this channel. I did one in the long time ago, the way the studio used to be. I think I'll do the studio tour on my other channel when I do it, but I can always link that when that happens in one of my videos here if people want to find it, I guess. But I don't know. I don't really think I want to post it to both channels, but we'll see. At any rate, I'm gonna continue on here in my studio. I just thought I'd have a little chit chat, let y'all peek into my brain as far as what's going on with me right now. I do want to film a garden video. I don't know if that'll be up this month or next month though. And I think I'm just going to post it as a Monday musing. So it'll be an extra video in the month. I don't want to take my one video where I'm, you know, trying to connect and chat with you guys for just showing off my pretty green babies. But yep, just kind of hanging out and keeping on, trying to find some balance in my life. And I think I'm slowly but surely getting there. I'll get there. It'll happen. At any rate, thank you all for your patience. And, you know, this year has been an unusual ride. My YouTube career, if you will, is very different this year than it has been in the past. And I don't know what's happening. I know I'm not leaving, but I don't know if and when my content will pick up. I don't feel like I have a whole lot to give right now that I haven't already given. I'm kind of in this, a cocoon state, kind of. I mean, I'm trying to absorb a lot about my own personal path at the moment, and I'm certainly no expert or authority to be sharing that information, right? So I just don't have a huge amount of cool witchiness to give. All I can do is just share what I'm doing and what's going on with me. This always happens to me personally. It ebbs and flows, and so, you guys, I appreciate you sticking it out with me, those of you who are, through this ebb, and you will reap the rewards, if you will, of the flow once it returns. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling now because I have nothing more to say that's even the tiniest bit interesting. Thank you so much for hanging out with me like you always do. And I'm extremely grateful for each and every one of you. My channel continues to grow and it amazes me. And I just hope that all of you are doing really well and that life is giving you nothing but goodness. And if it's not, then you need to grab those candles and herbs or whatever you work with and get on it. And I will happily lend you my energy. So that's it. Until next time, much love and gratitude.